Hello, this is Iris Faye, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing some tips to help you meditate easier and more effectively. So, as a brief backstory of myself and meditation, I have been meditating for, since I was in my early teens. So, we're talking probably almost 15 years now. And early on, when I started, I was too focused on trying to make something happen. And that is the number one key and the number one tip I have for you, to allow the experience to happen. You cannot force anything. It'll happen on its own, and it'll happen naturally. So what this means is you can still set an intention when you go into meditation. And I always recommend setting an intention. But you cannot force that intention to come about. You cannot force any kind of experience. So if your intention is to relax, and you are trying to force yourself to relax, like thinking, gosh, I need to relax, come on, I'm too stressed, I need to relax, then that is a major problem, because what you're essentially doing is trying to force yourself to relax. And relaxation comes naturally. You don't have to force it. So as with any kind of meditation, you have to allow the experience to happen, no matter what it is. And that can be one of the hardest things, because when you're meditating and you have an intention in mind and it begins to happen, you get so excited. Like, wow, I'm actually starting to relax. I'm actually starting to feel this. And the moment you think that way, you begin to alter it and change it. And then it stops. So you have to be open to allowing. So that is the number one key. There are plenty of other keys as well. And for me, I learned that allowing it is definitely the most important thing. So, over the years, I've also been able to get much better at meditation, to the point that I'm not as strict with what I need to be able to meditate. In other words, I would be so worried about the location, sounds, lights. It had to be completely dark for me. It had to be quiet, so quiet to the point that I would need to wear earplugs or something of the sort. And it also had to be in the same location. So, none of that is really important. None of that really matters. You can pick the same location every single time. That may help over time be able to condition yourself to be able to relax when you get into that state. But that's not required. It can be very beneficial, because if you choose a location that is not your sleeping location, that's not your work location, which I do not advise any of those locations, then you essentially become conditioned over time. So when you go in that area, you relax automatically. And that is very important, because if you go there and you begin to feel this relaxation, you'll be able to easier and more efficiently get into a meditative state. So, regarding noises and lights and any kind of distraction like that, know that that is also part of meditation, because this is something that I learned. There are neighbors next door with dogs. And whenever I was trying to meditate and I would hear these dogs, it would be so annoying. I would always hear them. And it would always distract me, like, gosh, I wish these dogs would stop. I need to put earplugs in. I would always focus on it and how annoying it was. And when I focus on it and how annoying it was, it would just simply annoy me. But then I got to the point where I would hear it. And I wouldn't try to change it. I wouldn't think how annoying it was. I would just listen to it for what it is. And then over some time, it became like a background noise where I would hear it, but I wouldn't think about it. It was just a noise that was currently going on. And that's another tip, to just be mindful of what's currently going on. What do you feel in your body without trying to change it? What do you feel where you're sitting, where you're laying down, however your method of meditating is? What kind of visuals do you see without trying to change it or alter it? What sounds do you hear without trying to change them or alter them or obsess over them? And what thoughts are running through your mind? A lot of times we become fixated on a lot of thoughts, so being able to be mindful of them and let go of all those thoughts allow us to get a clearer picture as to what those thoughts are trying to tell us and what the situation is trying to tell us. So that's another very useful tool. Other things you can incorporate are things like guided meditations that may help you begin, or guided meditations are even very good for someone who's been meditating for many, many years. I've personally done a lot of guided meditations. I find them to be very helpful and useful to me. I make my own guided meditations on this YouTube channel if you would like to check that out. I've not made many as of late, but I do want to make some more very, very soon. I have a few ideas, but if you have any other ideas, please be sure to let me know so I can work on them, since I do enjoy the guided meditations. I just haven't been able to get around to them, unfortunately. So that can be a very useful tool. So if you just search guided meditations for pretty much anything. Other things can be any kind of visual stimulation, sound, smell. That can all be very beneficial. Things like aromatherapy can be very beneficial with essential oils. I have an essential oil diffuser right over here. I don't think that you can see it on the camera, but you do just fill it up with some water. Essential oil diffuser, fill it up with some water, put whatever your oil is that you're currently using, or a mixture of several, in there, and then it evaporates it and turns it into, it's like a humidifier, because it makes the room humid. So it's really not the best for warm weather, but in cold weather, it's very, very nice and handy. And that may be a useful tool to help you relax and get into a relaxed state. Stuff like incense as well can be very beneficial. Your environment is very useful as well, since, as you can see also, there is a lamp here. It is a salt lamp, which has this orange glow to it, and that in itself is very, very relaxing. So that can be another visual source of this stimulation to be able to get you into the mindset of clearing out all that negativity and relaxing yourself. There are many other useful things too, such as music, sound. If you listen to some kind of relaxing music, it doesn't even have to be relaxing music. Whatever music you like that relaxes you. Usually though, if you want to calm your mind and calm your brain waves down to get into a more relaxed state, usually it would need to be more slow kind of music to help you get into that state. But it doesn't really matter what your choice is, because as long as you can relax with this meditation, that's all that matters, because meditating can be anything to anyone. Usually we get the idea of someone sitting cross-legged and closing their eyes and focusing and relaxing and, thinking of nothing. And that's really not how it is. That can be it, but that doesn't have to be it. Things such as listening to music can be a form of relaxation and meditation. Going on a car ride, on a journey, even playing a video game can be a form of meditation to a lot of people, because meditation is essentially when you calm and relax your mind and you focus on one particular thing. It's not about distractions. It's not about being multitasking. It's about focusing on one single thing and focusing on it right then and there in that present moment. That's what meditation is. So however you achieve that is up to you. But I can say firsthand that meditation has been one of the biggest helps for me at overcoming a lot of my struggles and obstacles in my life. So I do highly recommend it. It's very, very useful to me. So let us do a quick relaxation before I go here. So all you have to do essentially is just take a deep breath in, and then you just hold it for a few seconds, and then you let it out. Another thing that can be helpful is using your hands as a form of learning to relax. So if I use my hands and I imagine them being filled with positive energy and positivity, and I breathe in, and then as I breathe out, I let that come over me, and I feel all the negativity just flow out. That is very useful for me as well. So let's try that. And then breathe out. And just let all that negative energy go. Just visualize it and see it and let that all flow out. So keep doing that a few times. And then feel just how much calmer it makes you. And that's all you have to start with to begin. And if you want to get more in depth with it, just keep doing that until you feel very relaxed, and then just gently close your eyes, and then just continue to do it and see where you progress from there. Allow whatever you experience to happen, and you will know that the right time to wake up from this meditation, because you will feel when it's the right time. Sometimes it may not work out. Other times you may end up feeling worse after it. But the overall goal is to learn to be able to relax and cope with daily stress and anxieties in your life. So, I hope this video and this information was informative and helpful. Please let me know any other guided meditations you would like me to do, and please let me know how this video was useful to you and your own meditation progress you have made. If you would like to come back to this video after you've learned even more how to meditate, then I would love to hear it. So please feel free to let me know in the comments, okay? So I will talk to you all later, and I thank you very much for watching this video. Bye-bye.